What is good, my fellow creatives? As promised, I'm going to come to you with some more of these 10-minute teas as I'm developing this template. So let's get into it. This one is an oil painting, kind of sketchy look. So I'm going to show you how you would edit this. First thing we would do is you would receive the template just like this, and you would double click on any of these photos. And let's take off the visibility for that one. Let's see what we're going to drag in here. As promised, anything that I post this week, I'm going to do a tribute to Kobe Bryant. So I'll be pulling in images. And this one is not a true PNG, and I don't feel like cleaning that one up. Let me see. Here we go. That looks like a clean PNG. And I just did a Google search for PNGs. I didn't cut these out specifically, so you would already have your PNGs cut out. I'll show you for one of these how quick you can really cut out the PNGs. So that's it. I'm going to close that out, say yes to save that. Let it update my smart objects. That's probably the longest that it really takes to do anything, is to update those smart objects. And in the meantime, I'm just looking at what other images I can pull in for a later project. Okay, so depending on the skin tones, the colors that are in the image, you may have to adjust these layers, but I want to show you just off rip how it pulls in. So if you were to take off the sketch layer, you can see what it's like on and off. The black and white layer. And this just adds like a little intensity to it. And then the HD layer is kind of like a painted look, and depending on how small your photo is and the details in it, this may give it like a really smoothed out appearance, or it'll make it look like a really like high definition, like in your face kind of effect. So I do want to show you how you might go about editing this. You would just extend the filters over here. You have some smart filters. You double click on the words. So if you click over here on the side, it's only going to let you change the, I'll show you. If you click over here on the side, you'll see this. It's your blending options. You don't really want to mess with the blending options until you have decided if you need to change the actual filter itself. So let's double click for this filter gallery and see what this filter is. This one is graphic pen, and we can come down here to 100% and tell it to fit on the screen so we can see, and we can change our stroke length. We want shorter strokes. It'll look more like distorted, like grainy. If we want longer strokes, it'll look more like a sketch pen. You can change the balance of the dark and the light here to get more pen strokes and a little bit more darkness there. So I'm going to save that, and then we'll come down here to the black and white layer. Let's do the oil paint. As a matter of fact, oil paint is turned off on this one. We can turn it on and see what it looks like. And oil paint is on the HD layer, so you may not need oil paint on both layers. So I'm just going to mess with, and it's going to give you a pop-up. Smart filters are stacked on top of this filter, will not preview while the filter is being edited. And that's cool. So you have to kind of imagine what it's going to do next, and I just say play with it. When you close out of it, it'll show you the final effect, and then you just go from there. Alright, so I keep my edge width rather small because I want to see my details. You could make it really chunky to get a different effect, but I think you lose some detail there, so I keep that there. The brightness, if you want to see all of these lines and kind of have this squiggly effect, turn that brightness up. As a matter of fact, let's do that and I'll show you. So some people like that effect. So you see the wrinkles more, you see in the skin there's a lot of squiggly details. I can't think of another word to say for that, but yeah, so you can do that. Let's see, I don't mess with the Gaussian blur unless I'll show you what it does do. I mess with it more on the color layer, so I'll show you what it does on the color layer. And for instance, you can turn these off individually. Let's turn off the color one. And right now this one is on overlay. So if I want to see what this looks like by itself, I would turn it to the normal blend mode and I can see I have a sketch. And as a matter of fact, I'm not going to screenshot just yet. I want to make sure I change the background color to show you how to do that. But these are ways that you can have these type of effects without learning too much more from Photoshop other than how to change the blending mode. So right now it's on overlay. Once again, I'm going to show you what it looks like on normal. So you would get, this template has all three of these effects. So technically you have a sketch, you have this black and white kind of cartoon version, and then you have your color painted version. And you can apply these on top of one another by changing the blend mode. So this one before, I think I had overlay chosen, and you can see what that does. You can change the blend modes too. Multiply. Then you could pull down the opacity, all of that good stuff. So I want y'all to play with this. This is like really cool. I spent a lot of time making this. So definitely take advantage of not having to create it from scratch, but being able to play with the details. So like I said, I'm going to keep it as overlay. And then when I want it to look sketchy, I think overlay works for that too. Kind of looks more like a colored pencil type of sketch. And meanwhile, I'm going to go in and change my splash colors. You already know how to do this if you've done any of the templates. If not, you're going to go down here to your effects and double click on your color overlay. I have a couple of colors here. So let's say I don't want to get rid of my first color. When I click on my effects, I can just do a new color overlay because I want to save that one because that's going to be in the template. I'm going to do a new color, and of course I actually want to see my image. Let me take off, I'm going to take off these because I want the true colors from the uniform. So I'm looking at my HD layer and I'm going to use it to pick colors rather than randomly picking colors. So effects, let's come here to a color overlay. We'll add a new one, and this one. We'll click on the swatch and let's choose, hold on, let me move this over a little bit. I don't know why these windows pop all the way up over your artwork. Let's choose purple. That Lakers purple is really difficult because sometimes I see it as this kind of grape purple and sometimes I see it more of this red purple. So I don't even think they have a specific, well, they do have a specific color, but as you can see, I see different colors here. You're going to see different colors here. I'm going to steer away from anything blue. So let's say I pick this color and I really want purple. I'm going to steer away from the blue and go towards purple. Or go towards the magenta or pink. I think that's a bit safer. And then it's not too red. And then I get this grape purple. If I wanted a little bit darker, I could just darken up that grape purple. And I just chose what's visually pleasing to me. You all can change your colors accordingly. That yellow happens to kind of already be near our color. So let's go to splash color. Double click on our effects. And I'm going to do a new color overlay because this gold might be a little bit different. We're going to see. I want a real vibrant. And sometimes picking from the picture is not the best if you don't have the best photo to pick from. if the colors are already adjusted and pretty much pure for you. So I'm a little more into orange than I want to be. I'll rock with that. And then the background color, or the backsplash color, is black or gray or something that that kind of grounds the image. So let's see what it looks like. Black. I like black. Plus, if you have like black shoes or something you're trying to match, you always throw whatever color you're trying to make it go with in there. And that looks like a done deal. So we have 3 effects we can place on there. Now let's say the sketch effect is you like it, but you don't know if you like it that much. You can always turn down the opacity and just barely make it a part of the image, because it does add a lot of brightness, which may change up your colors. And if you want to change that, you could go into the settings for the filters and see what best changes that. It probably would be your well, the filter gallery, we already saw what it did for the sketches. So that's as dark and light as it's going to get. All right, so that was that. I don't even know if that was 10 minutes. So since I'm not sure if it was 10 minutes, I think I'm going to do one more design. Let me screenshot it. We'll do my snippet tool. So then this way I'll have some variations for you to see. Hold on. All right, let me adjust a little bit. And I do this so I don't, well, shoot, let me just save it. Let me show you how to save without doing screenshots. So you can actually export this. Quick export as a PNG is what I use a lot. It does not save my size appropriate most of the time. So it's going to default it to like a 72 dpi and make it really large as far as the inches. And it is never exactly what my artboard is. Nevertheless, I can save it and resize it, and it does really well. So this is Kobe Dunk, and this is all 3. So I'm going to call this one 3. So now I'm going to deactivate the HD layer. Oh, that looks cool too. Like if we were doing these images in the background, if you did an overlay instead of the full normal on the blend mode, yeah, you could do those as background images all day and do a collage. So that's just an idea there too. So black and white sketch, I'm going to do normal. And then the opacity, of course, I have to turn it back up. So our black and white sketch. You know what? Nah, let's just do normal so y'all will know what the black and white sketch looks like. Because I'm doing this so that you'll know what the effects do. So again, let's quick export it as PNG. And this one I will do as Kobe Dunk 1. And y'all see all those templates and stuff I've been working on. Alright, let's see. This looks so cool as an overlay. Sorry guys, I get excited about this kind of stuff too. So opacity, I'm going to bring that all the way up to 100 so you see what it looks like. Bring that opacity down. And as a matter of fact, I kind of have to show you on the white background so you can see with the full effect of it, because when it has the transparency you can't really see. But this is a really cool way to layer when you use your different blend modes. Alright, so in opacity. So sometimes you can just change the opacity and it makes something look really nice. So that one's black and white. So this one's going to be Kobe Dunk, what, 2? And how many designs did I just do in this little bit of time? That is it. Like I said, I don't know if it's been 10 minutes yet, so let's do one more. I think as a matter of fact, you'll always be able to go back and change these things. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna do, turn that one off, because I'm trying to not make this file be too big. Let's bring in This beautiful J-Lo. This will be a fun one. And you all know I don't like these straight lines across the bottom, so let's do a layer mask. I'm going to grab my gradient. I'm going to click start at the bottom on the image, shift and hold shift until I get a straight line. We have us a gradient now. Say yes, we're going to save and let it take its little time. Anytime I'm recording for y'all, this Photoshop recording and internet just does its own little thing. So, and as you can see, the different skin tones look different when it's sketched. So you have to adjust accordingly. Like this one maybe has a little too much contrast and needs to be changed now. So let's go to black and white. And we'll go to filter gallery. Of course, it's still recognizable, but maybe not as recognizable. So in this case, you may want to change it up a little bit. Now this one is hard to tell because it's almost inverted. So you just kind of have to guess. I'm thinking my edge width can be reduced a little bit so I get a little more detail in her eyes. The brightness I can bring down so that it's not so overbearing in those detailed areas. I like to keep the smoothness up, but let's try bringing the smoothness down. Let's see what the roughness looks like. And it kind of gives it this kind of mapped out look, and I don't like it. It's good for some things. I think it's called like a lithograph type of effect, but that's not what I want. So let's open it back up. And of course, the image itself, it was cut out by background PNG, so I could have come in here and cleaned up these edges a little bit, which I probably will do. But yeah, I think I like that much better. And then these are ways to stylize without using a true photo. So sometimes you want something to look like it's cartooned or painted, and this is a way to do that. And this one, I think this one is my favorite, just by itself, the one that's HD. Let's see. We'll go back and do an overlay. Yeah, I'm really thinking. And we'll do an overlay for this one too. I don't know, that one's kind of a little bit fire too, but I think the HD one is going to be what I want to go with, because I'm going to bring another image in, and I'm going to show you. Let me turn on the background layer for a second. I'm going to show you here. Let me turn off for PNG. Just letting you all know to turn it off if you want a PNG. Let's do on the splash color. Now instead of a color, I can bring in an image for my splash. So I'm going to bring in this famous or infamous image of J-Lo with the Puerto Rican flag. This is a gorgeous image too. And we're just going to blow it up. And we'll resize it accordingly. But what we're going to do is clip it inside the second splash color. So I'm going to right click and create a clipping mask. And now all of a sudden, instead of a paint color, I actually have an image there. And I do want to see the flag. I see her. Not that I don't love the kids, but I wasn't trying to put the kids in the picture. And let's do this splash color. Now we change. So we don't have to change the color of color to splash because it's got the photo in there. Unless you see how the photo doesn't continue down to the bottom of the splash, we can change a color that would go with that. But right now, let's do the first color splash. Let's go to overlay. And let's make it the blue, since it's already got so much red showing. And of course, it may be a little difficult to pick that red because it's already faded out quite a little bit. So you may have to adjust your intensity of your color if you want a little more color. And then for the background color, if I don't want black, I could do the blue. Let's see what it looks like it's blue and what it looks like it's black. That's the beautiful thing about these effects with the color overlay. I can do a second color overlay. And let's choose some blue. All right. I was moving a little too fast. So, ooh, I like that. And if I wanted to, I can move the subject image down on this one. But they're all linked. So if you move one, as a matter of fact, let me link them now because they weren't linked. So I'm going to link them so that when we move one, it'll move all of them. Just in case you want to add that effect back in. So if I move this one down, I might even move this paint splash down. So color, oh, this will be color 1. Move that down a little bit. And this paint splash kind of creates a heart a little bit. I'm creative when I'm not even trying. Well, whoever created this brush is creative. Alright, let's see. I don't like how that's covering her face, so I can Control T. I can rotate and kind of get that out the way a little bit. And of course, we can put words or anything else on there. I'm just showing you all how to manipulate these templates so that y'all have quick tools to create quick designs with a quality look. So I don't know how many minutes that was. You think by now I would know how long my video was recording. But yeah. So we did what, a few different Kobe variations and a J-Lo. And that's it, guys. I don't even know much more to say other than you can add some words, and you can use this to do several different collages and that sort of thing as well. So let's say, for instance, not saying this would be a type of design, but let's say we had multi-images. This, because y'all ask me like, oh, which of your templates are multi-image? All of them. You can take a single image, and this is going to run off, of course, but I don't want to resize them because I like them how they were. And I'll probably undo this once I'm done because I liked my stuff where it was. But I'm just showing you, if you have multiple images, of course it's going to cut it off on the image. But this is a collage template as well. So see, it's a collage now. You didn't know it was dual purpose. Alright, so I'm going to undo that last thing there, and I'm going to take my screenshots for this. Oh, see how this image, that yellow is still there? Let me show you a trick. So right now we brought this in as a smart object. I'm going to go ahead and rasterize this layer. It's no longer going to be a smart object, but this one I don't care about because this is just my background image. But I still, well, you know what? No, let me show you how to do it non-destructive. I was going to destroy it. Let me show you non-destructive, because when you're learning, sometimes you destroy stuff and you don't want to even finish the project for the day because you got frustrated. So create a new layer, and then I still created a clipping mask, so it's still clipped to this paint layer. And the bottom of the graphic is white, but I can even add a little color. So let's say I wanted to do like a light gray or something, just to show that there is still some color on that paint splash. Let me grab the general brush. I'm going to do a soft brush here, and right click, bring my brush size down, and let's paint. See, I'm just painting, and what it's doing is filling in the areas where that paint splash is. And it looks like I need to go a little further down here to knock out. Oh, my opacity's down. I was like, why is it taking so long to color over that? Jeez Louise. So I had my opacity down. Alright, and that is that. So I'll screenshot this, upload this, and Oh, this is what I was supposed to do. Give y'all a coupon code. Anytime I do a new template, if you watch the whole video, it's going to be like an Easter egg. It might be in the beginning, end, or middle. I just happened to forget to do this, so it's at the end this time. I'm going to give you a coupon code verbally. So only those who watch the whole video will actually get this. So you will basically get the template for half off if you see this and take advantage of it for the next 24 hours only. So the coupon code is going to be JLO10. That is the letter J as in Jennifer, LO10. And that's going to give you $10 off of this template. Okay, it is a one-time use only. So, and it's only good for 24 hours. So I will make that available ahora, which means now, I believe, according to my Spanish classes. All right, guys, I will check you later. Love you. Bye.